Hi and welcome to Cool Photoshop. This time we're going to look at a photo enhancement technique. We're going to take what is really a pretty average photograph, shot from the window of a moving car in fact, and we're going to turn it into something that you put in a magazine. Okay, we have a look around at the photograph here. There's little specks, there's just basic blemishes around, and if we look really close we can even see all the marks on the window that it was shot through. Okay, lack of contrast, really just not a great photo, but it is high resolution and that's a good thing. First of all, we'll make a copy of the layer and we'll have a look at overlay and see what it does. Now overlay, gives us a little bit of information. It really brings out the image a bit, but it's not really what I'm looking for at this stage. We're going to go into a little bit more depth this time. Okay, so yeah, I can't really get it right with that, so we'll trash that. This time we'll do something a little different. We'll bring on the levels. We'll notice that there's a big gap down here on the right. Drag our right hand arrow through, bring this one in. This basically gives us a full dynamic range. We'll undo it and then redo it again just to see what sort of a difference we've made. Redo, yeah, see, everything's just a bit better, a bit brighter and a bit more contrast. The mountain in particular is what we're looking for here. Okay, now we've got our mountain sort of pretty much how we want it. The big thing now is to deal with the sky. What we need to do is we need to select the sky, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start using the magic wand. Hold down shift, we've got our tolerance set at about 10, hold down shift and just click in a few of these spots here and see if I can increase my selection. Just move it around, keep adding to it, notice it's not going into the mountain, that's good. Alright, okay, I'm quite happy with that as a good starting point. The next step is to do a few modifications. First of all, we'll go to smooth. 2 pixels, that means that any little bits and pieces I've missed that are smaller than 2 pixels will be cleaned up. Modify it again and I'll expand it. Now I'll expand it in this case by about 3 pixels. That just gives me a bit of a tidy up, and we'll zoom in and see what I've got. Okay, turn on the quick mask and you can see it's a bit of a jagged edge and there's a few little bits and pieces that need tidying up, but that's okay. This is a lot easier than just brushing the whole thing on. Okay, choose a brush. Now just to show you, first of all I'll size it and get it, yeah, that's probably about right there. I don't want it to be a hard edge, I want a bit of a soft edge. But to show you, if I paint on, see I'm painting on my mask because I've got black selected. So swap for white and I can just take that little bit extra off there. We'll move along and we'll see, okay, there's a bit missing there, change it back to black and we'll smooth out that little bit there. Yeah, that's a bit better. We'll sort of work our way across the mountain. Anything that's an obvious glitch we'll just fix up. Come over here, yeah, we'll just sort that one out a little bit. But before we go much further, what I'll do is I'm going to zoom out. We'll go back into our selection and I'm going to feather the edge a little, just so that it sort of matches the edge of the mountain. The mountain's not in 100% focus, so if I feather it, yeah, a couple of pixels, I think we're going to match our selection to the edge of the mountain. I'll zoom back in, have a look, turn on the mask again, and you'll see the edge is a lot more likely. Okay, you've got to match the edge of your selection to the level of blur on the edge of the layer that it's going to be. Okay, now to get the rest of this stuff, this is really quite simple. We're just going to choose a rectangle, select, and we're just going to add to it all. Okay, just, you know, take out any little piece that's here, basically bulk select the whole lot. We just want all the sky. That's all we need for now. Alright, and our sky is selected. Right, we don't actually want the sky though, we want the mountain, so we'll invert that selection so the mountain is there, sky is untouched. Next big job, huge job that it is we copy and paste. turn off the background layer, and you'll see we've got the mountain. Right, cool. What I want to do now is I want to tidy up the sky, and the easiest way to do that is to take a sample of the lightest part of the blue down here, click, okay, swap these over and go up here and go for the darkest part of the blue up there, and now we've got the sky selected. Okay, on the layer, we've got to be on the background layer with a gradient fill. We'll just give it a fill. Now I'm going to choose an angle there because that's pretty much what the sky is doing. Here we go. We've tidied up all the rubbish that was in that sky, just like that. Zoom right in, have a look. Look at the edge, take a close look at the edge we've made. That's actually not too bad. Alright, it almost looks real. Okay. Now it's time to work on the mountain. This time I'm going to use my old technique. I'm going to make a couple of layers. This one here, let's try this at multiply. Now, just be aware, this is not what you will do for every photograph. I'm just experimenting here, I'm having a look. We'll drag that multiply back a little, see what sort of an effect we get. Yeah, okay, we'll try it again, duplicate it again. This time we'll try overlay. Oh yeah, see, I'm just really trying to make this mountain stand out against that sky. There's any number of different techniques we can use. I just happen to be using these layer blending masks. Blending modes. Okay, you can do anything you like. I'm just having a little play. Okay, we'll duplicate this original layer because I don't want to deal with that at the moment. Turn off my duplication. These three here, yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to join them up into one. Merge the layers. Okay, that's our mountain layer. We've got our sky. We've now got our mountain layer. It's time now to deal with the foreground. Okay, this area here, this is going to be a bit of fun. If we zoom in, we'll have a look. Now we've got a lot of mess in here. This is where a lot of the window muck is standing out. There's really not an awful lot going for it. I think probably the best way is to abandon this particular layer. That is, abandon trying to make it look like a real cool layer. Let's blur it. We'll give it some motion blur. I mean, this was shot from a car. Just have a look. Motion blur. Yeah, bring it on. Let's have a look. As we blur it, we'll zoom down a bit and have a look. You'll see that all the blemishes disappear. The colour's still there. Fence posts are still there. They're just a little blurred. Yeah, we'll just try it about there. Okay. Obviously we've blurred our mountain too, but that's okay. Don't worry about the mountain. We've got our own mountain layer. Duplicate that and we'll have a little play. Try that. Overlay makes it a bit dark, so hard light. What else can we do? Color dodge. That brightens it quite nicely. Look at that. The green in the field is starting to come out. That's looking quite good. Right. Merge those two layers. Okay, we've now got three layers. A sky, a foreground and a mountain. All we have to do now is make sure that the right parts are showing, and for that we'll use a layer mask. Okay, layer mask here, and we'll just get rid of this mountain part which we really don't need. Yep, that'll do. Okay, yep, this is pretty experimental but it's okay. Next one, turn on the mountain and we'll get rid of the bottom piece, again using a layer mask. Layer mask, try it about there. There. Okay, that's our mountain. Alright, this is a shortened version of the tutorial. You'll actually get a longer one at theelectricartist.com. If you want to see more tutorials on graphics programs, visit electricartist.com. If you want to learn more about computer graphics and graphic design, visit learncomputergraphics.com.